find what you're looking for amongst the dead?
I thought you were dead.
Close to death. Yes, closer than I'd like. You have the smell of the Kolto tank about you. How do you feel?
A Kolto tank left me a little drained. Who are you?
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened?
Yeah, this actually works that I'm playing a woman because her voice is lower than mine anyway. Last thing I remember, I was on board a Republic ship, the Harbinger. What happened to it?
Your ship was attacked. You were the only survivor. A result of your Jedi training, no doubt.
If you think I'm a Jedi, you're mistaken.
Your stance, your walk, tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down.
The Jedi Order and I have a troubled history.
So it would seem. Keep your past and let us focus on the now.
Alright. What's going on? How did we get here?
I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek. The ship we arrived in, the Ebon Hawk, must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave.
We? Why do you think we are together in this?
We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed.
You seem nervous, worried. Is something wrong?
Even as I slept, I felt much unrest here. I saw strange visions, minds colored with fear. Now, everything here feels terribly silent. A last word of caution. I would find out as much as you can about this place quickly. I fear we will need to depart as suddenly as we arrived.
Well, I'll go look for our ship. And some weapons.
You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions.
Oh, geez. What have we got here? The miners in the medbay were murdered. Know why?
I do not know. Why did they spare you?
They didn't. I got the same dose, but I survived.
Indeed, a Jedi trance could protect one from such poisons. In fact, the sedatives may have been intended to keep you unconscious for some time. It would prove lethal to those untrained in such techniques, however. Most curious.
You seem to know a lot about Jedi techniques.
And so do you. Perhaps we could discuss it at length later on. Now we have other concerns, among them finding our new enemy.
Maybe when I return you'll actually answer my question.
I have found that answers come in their own time, not ours. Turn your energy to the matter at hand. If we cannot find a way out of here, the answers will prove useless anyway.
I'll return soon to make sure you're alright.
I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself.
Alright. Well, there we go. That is Kreia, who is, like, my favorite Star Wars character ever. And we will see why at a later time. But she's definitely, in my opinion, the best character in any of these games. And among the best Star Wars characters. Anyway, I have a plasma torch. Nice thing about plasma torches is that they don't do much damage, but they do a lot of damage to things like doors. So, I mean, I don't have any security skills, so I'll find this quite handy. And we also have a vibro cutter, which actually does damage to things other than doors. So I'll be using that as my main weapon of choice, I think.
Emergency lockdown is in effect. Turbolifts have been sealed to contain the explosion.
And here we have battle! Let's power attack! For the hell of it. Even though the first levels of these things are generally worthless. It's good to be back in the Knights of the Old Republic universe. Though to be fair, I actually have been back for a little while. I ran up a practice file for a few hours. So far I've finished Peragus and done a little bit of the next planet. If only to, you know, kind of remind myself of how the game goes, because I've only played this game once. Ever. So I really don't remember much about it. And I've never played any of the, with any of the restored content intact. I've just played it as it was released. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be some stuff that I just don't know, so I'm just going to run a practice file a little bit ahead. Oh,
It
jeez.
was sealed. Strange. In my visions, it was open.
Kreia? There's only silence. Oh, let's try to find some way to open the hatch. I can't open it. I need to get to an access terminal. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure how long the practice file will be in effect. I know I don't want to play the end of the game with it because I want some nice, genuine reactions to how the game actually ends, since I have no idea how it was supposed to end. But, yeah. I mean, I just want to remember the general shape of things so I don't make myself out to be a complete ass. You know. Oh, no, actually, let's switch to the plasma torch in order to bash, because that saves a lot of time. As you can see, sometimes when you bash containers, you get broken items, so that's why security is a bit more useful in this game than it was in the last one. But I don't have it. Anyway, let's check the security records. Oh my god. I'm gonna skip the safety hollow orientation and just go to the accident report logs.
And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge, it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just Corda and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy. If we don't find what's causing this, or who, this facility is going to be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives.
And, just to sort of paraphrase all of the rest of what he says, we're on a mining planet that mines very explosive material, so strong weapons are strictly prohibited, like anything that might make the planet go off. And as you saw in that opening cutscene, there's a big hole in the planet that was caused by a gigantic blast. So, these mining droids are going insane, and people are having no way to actually fight them well. So yes, let's check some of the cameras. Hey, it's me! My plasma torch. Neighboring room contains a dense cluster of mining droids. Storming that room with a weapon could prove dangerous unless you can take them all out at once. Interesting. There's the communications blister. Obviously, I'm going to have to get to that at some point. The holding cells. Hello, there's someone in the holding cells. I wonder who that could be. And we have an emergency hatch to the mining tunnels, which I need to get open. It's sealed. I can't do anything about that here. And there we go. I might actually be foregoing some experience by not listening to everything, but... Actually, let me go back and just check. Well, it didn't give me any extra experience, but there actually are a couple more of these security records that are relevant. Administration console maintenance.
I installed an...
Oh, no, wait. It was the mining droid maintenance logs, excuse me.
So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I could just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility, and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot.
Alright. Figured that was kind of important.
Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing that lives.
Kreia, what?
Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perceptions. Ah, you can feel that.
Ah, what's wrong with your eyes?
Droids you cannot perceive.
Ah!
But the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel, echoing outwards.
Blind bitch! With blind bitch's help, you have gained the passive precognition power. When this power is triggered, you should save your game. Which, sure, why not? Let's save. Over KBM 1. And... Roar! Throw an ion grenade!
You hear it. It is faint, but it is there.
I feel strange. Like the sedatives are wearing off.
It is the Force you feel. It has not been so long as for you to forget.
It has been almost a decade. I had forgotten.
Do not turn away from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come. I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will need it if we are to survive and escape this place.
Gaining experience will slowly reestablish your connection with the Force. And now... Oh! I still need to kill this guy. Alright. Well, that's not too hard. And now I get to level up. And for the first time, I get to pick Force powers. One cool thing about this game is that not only do you start as a Jedi from the get-go, and I chose Jedi Consular, you also don't actually have a level cap. So unlike the first game, you can actually go above level 20, which is really nice. Anyway, Persuade, Repair, and Treat Injury are going to be my main things, but actually, I'm going to put a point into Awareness this time around, just because. Alright, what do I want as my first Force power? How about a nice, neutral stun droid? That seems like something that'll be useful here, considering the droids are taking over. And there's a couple ion grenades, a couple med packs, and a stealth field generator. And 2 more ion grenades and 2 items that I broke by bashing. Oh well. No great loss, I'm sure. And of course, we're gonna have to plow through a couple more droids. But you know what I want to find out? I want to find out who's in that holding cell. Because if I can have someone else on my side, my side, excuse me, he could prove quite useful. Owned, bitch! Just straight up owned. Anyway, this is kind of a cool looking facility. Like we've got just some cool... Oh!
Beyond this door, someone yet lives. Be mindful. His thoughts are difficult to read. But you have nothing to fear from this one, and he might yet prove useful.
Alright. But it doesn't look like I can do anything here right now because there's a force field. Although not an emergency blast door, the door has been magnetically sealed. There may be an override console somewhere in the area. I don't know. Maybe... Oh. Excuse me, let me just take care of this droid. There we go. That was ridiculously easy. I'm not even hurt. Damn. These droids suck. Actually, one of those mining records indicates that since these droids are programmed for mining, they have ridiculously bad aim. Anyway, ooh, we've got this cool little console that, ooh, stars and ooh, things. Here's a computer. And it says, oh, there's a, look for the control override switch. Activate the switch. That was ridiculously easy, and I even gained experience points from it. The reason I have those little pop-up tool tips, I think they're called, I will, you'll see later why I have those activated, whereas I did not have them activated before. Let's get some spare components from the mining droid. Woot woot. But yeah, there's a good reason for me to have that up. And you'll see that later when I actually have a party with me. Those of you who have played the game obviously already know probably what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's time to meet who's behind this door.